Hello! It's been a while, once again. But now, this is the last devlog before the game releases. And about that, I'm going to announce the actual release date of the game in this devlog. It's going to be a short one, I think, and a very informative one, I would say. So, I was away once again for like many months, even though I said I was going to try to post more often, either on Discord, YouTube, or Twitch. And I've not done that, but I've built this house that I'm standing in right now. So my personal life has been intense these past few weeks. Actually, no, months. Have I just dropped the game and stopped making it? Absolutely not. I've still been working on it, even through summer while building this house like a crazy person. Of course, the rhythm was lowered quite a bit, but I've picked it back up since we moved in here, and the game is actually basically done. Last time we spoke, I actually mentioned that basically I had two major things left to do, which was the lobby rework and the final boss, and those are both completed. Actually, the lobby still has one or two little key details I still want to work on, so the game is basically feature complete for initial release. So I'm making this devlog, but it's actually more of like a small announcement, not only for the actual release of the game, but also for what is to come after the release of the game. Because The Last Citadel is a passion project. I really like the project. Me and my friends are playing the game pretty intensely, especially these past few weeks, since, you know, the release is coming very soon. But we are playing it just for fun as well. And I really enjoy the project. I really enjoy working on the project. And the goal of it is, after release, still producing more content for it. So what is currently going to be in version 1.0 when it comes out on Steam and on Epic? Well, first of all, no console support, unfortunately. So I've already mentioned in past devlog that consoles, I have the dev kits of both the PS5 and the Xbox Series, and it's still a work in progress. Unfortunately, networking is not my cup of tea, so it is a very slow progress, and since I'm using an older Unreal Engine version, I'm still in version 4, I'm Unreal Engine 4.27, support is kind of lackluster for that platform. Why did I not upgrade to Unreal 5? Performance. You guys probably already know, for the vast amount of content produced on the subject, Unreal 5 is kind of problematic at the moment. It's not really Unreal Engine's fault. More like the marketing of Unreal Engine 5 that was at the issue here, but Unreal Engine 5 is still very demanding, and since I want to produce a game that could run on a 1060, it's just not really an option for me. So we are sticking to Unreal 4 for The Last Citadel, but with that comes the downside of having to work the consoles without proper support, so it takes a bit more time. Aside from that, what is actually going to be in version 1.0 is the base game with over 45, well, not over, actually, exactly 45 active abilities, a shit ton of passive abilities. I can't really tell you the number because I don't actually know. I think it's 17 weapons, 5 different suits, or 6 different suits, and of course the actual main levels, which are separated in 3 major worlds with 2 acts each, and at the end of all of those different worlds, 2 bosses that are going to come basically randomly, with the final boss being always the same person, the same entity, I should say. Maybe you have some questions about the actual length of the game. What can you expect in terms of content? Is it worth the actual $20 that I'm going to be asking for? So yeah, by the way, it's going to be $20 US. I think that yes, very much so. It will take you to unlock everything in the game, about 40 to 50 hours. A single run is about an hour to an hour and a half, depending on, you know, the difficulty settings, the build, and etc. You can also loop your game, so when you reach the final world, the final act, instead of going to the final boss, you can loop back, still build up your arsenal, build up your passives and everything, and face even stronger foes, stronger bosses. So if you do loop, it's going to be quite a long run. It's about 2 to 2.5 hours, and a non-loop normal run, about an hour. What is there to unlock? Well, the main thing that I've already mentioned in past devlog, and it's still the case here, is there is no basic, just getting better things that you can unlock. It's not really in the veins of something like, Dead Cells. Dead Cells, every time you do a run, you get stronger and stronger. I do not want to do that because The Last Citadel is a co-op focused experience. And the main thing I don't want to to have as a situation, and one that happened to me with a bunch of different games, is, oh, my friends are playing a new game, for example, Gunfire Reborn, great game. They're playing a game, I'm like, oh, that looks pretty fun, I'm gonna buy it and join them. But they have already 20 hours into the game, I joined them, and they are just flat out way stronger than I am from the get-go. I could be a better player, it doesn't matter, because they just have better stats. I do not want to do that. So how is the progression in the Last Citadel? Well, it really comes in form of player choice. So everything that you can unlock, and it's just going to be a different starting point. What I mean by that is you can unlock weapons, you can unlock actives, passives, effects for your suit, so color patterns basically. So all of these choices don't really get you just basically stronger than other players. It just gives you a lot more choice, and you can dial your build for really a specific thing. After the initial release, there is already a set of features or content that I want to add to the game. Those features are going to release whatever the game succeeds or not. I already have them in mind. I've worked with my good friend Emile on them already. We've discussed many different plans, and those things we want to add to the game. So think of them as like free LCs, right? So content that's going to be added, not DLC content, not paid stuff, just more actives, more events, more stuff that are going to be added. Depending on the success, that may change what will be added. I have some core features that I want to add, but I also have a bunch of ideas which will take a lot more time and of course resources that I would like to add, but I'll be able to add only if the game actually succeeds. With that said, it is not going to come out as early access. We've thought about that for quite a while now, and we were very hesitant to release it in early access or as a full game for full release. Since we are planning to add content and it is going to come down either if the games succeed or not, it could be a strategy to release it as early access, still have people report some bugs and everything, but we really just want to make it clear of two things. One, the game is feature complete. I could just release it and completely never touch it again, and it would still be a good experience and a full value for your $20 US. The second thing is, I don't want to have the association with other early access titles. There are some games who use the early access approach who has released to tremendous reviews and have benefited from the feedback, from the money that came from selling the game early and everything. The goal of early access is a good one. With that said, unfortunately, there are way more examples of early access titles that come out that are half-baked, that are way too early on Steam and are selling for their full cost, even though they offer very little to nothing. And of course, the most egregious example is just games that are in early access for literal years. You're coming on early access and then 5, 6, 7 years down the line, your game is still not released. Personally, I find it just straight up offensive, and I do not want to be associated with that. Once again, early access is a great thing, just not for me, not in our current ecosystem. So the Last Citadel will be coming out in version 1.0 very soon. In fact, it is on the 16th of February. So we're talking about less than a month. Are we ramping up marketing? Kinda, I guess. So once again, dealing with literally no budget, there will not be any major marketing push aside from one thing, and it's with the big help of the Indie Asylum here in Quebec. I've already mentioned this, je viens du Québec, je parle français, je suis québécois, but they also have a lot of community stuff here in Quebec for games. We have La Guilde des Jeux Indépendants du Québec, which offers a bunch of help in terms of marketing push and just events to help you network and do a bunch of stuff. And they are very, very appreciated here from us, Honest Demon. And what they do every single year is La Vente des Jeux du Québec, or Quebec's game sale on Steam, and we are going to be once again part of that, but we are also going to be releasing at the exact date as the sale goes live. Our game will come out with a 10% reduction, like most modern games I feel like tend to come out with a small rebate, small sale. But the goal of that is really to have that push, that marketing push, because they should be on the front page of Steam, and that will offer us, you know, a ton of visibility. With that said, it's a fact that marketing will help a game tremendously, and what we plan to do here on Zoom with The Last Citadel is simply when we get our first pay, basically from Steam, we are going to try to reach out to influencers, you know, Twitch streamers and YouTubers to try to, you know, play the game and promote it at the same time. And who knows, it's one of the part of the job that I really fucking hate. On that matter, I've not streamed in like probably 8 months to maybe even a year. And I've not posted on Reddit or social media altogether for quite a while. Just because I freaking hate it. I don't hate streaming. Actually, I really enjoy streaming. I enjoy making these videos that I'm doing right now. I was a videographer before going into, you know, video game making, so I do enjoy this that I'm doing right now. But just interacting with people on Reddit and getting downvoted for freaking no reason, and just the toxicity of internet as a whole, it's a lot to handle, and I don't really care too much about it. So for the next project after The Last Citadel, if I do have a budget, for sure I'm going to pay something, some agent, not really a marketing agency, probably just a publisher, but to handle that for me, because I hate it. So with less than a month, what am I actually doing for the coming weeks? Mainly testing. We've played the game a bunch more these past 2 or 3 weeks, and I've just written down everything in terms of polish or in terms of, you know, small bugs that were still in the game and patching them out. Will the game be completely bug-free when it releases? No, it's literally impossible. Even huge studios don't actually manage to do that. And I have 0 testing, you know, people with me. It's just myself and my friends who test when we play the game at night. So for sure, there will still be a couple of small issues with the game, but the vast majority of bugs have been ironed out. The experience is not flawless, but since it's a solo dev project, I think it is very close to being it. So for once, I'm not actually going to be jumping on the PC for this devlog, just because everything I've worked on these past months are really working on the final boss, which I don't want to spoil, and working on bug fixing, polishing, and stuff like that, which is not super interesting to see directly on the PC. So I'm ending this vlog just by reminding you guys of the release. It is coming on the 16th of February. Starting with the Steam Quebec's game sale. We should be on the front page normally. It will be in a small sale of 10%. You'll also have the option of either buying 1 copy or 4 copies for a lower price. And the best way for you guys to support us is just buying the game and leaving a positive review. With no marketing budget or experience, we are really counting on a word to mouth to get the word out there about The Last Citadel. So if you want to help us, buy the game, leave a review, and of course, if you have criticism, we are very open to it. Leave something on Discord, join us. Hopefully the Discord will become a, you know, more alive community. I'll try to post stuff on there every once in a while. But yeah, so that should be our last devlog before our release of the game on the 16th of February. On the 16th, not only the game will come out, I'll have a live stream of just playing the game, and I'll also probably be posting another video or two for just promoting the release. So until then, take care, and thank you guys for your support.